Watch this video to see how to use Kodu. First, click on the Kodu icon on your screen top and it will start up. This may take some time. Then go to Load World. There are other options on the menu, but we want to load the world and use the green arrows on the side to click through the various worlds. There are quite a few samples until we find first tutorial, which looks like this. Click on the first tutorial and welcome to the first game in Kodu Game Lab tutorial. This tutorial will teach you how to add a Kodu to your world. So you've got to press escape to go to edit mode. Click on the object tool. It tells you what it is as you roll over them. Left click anywhere on the ground to add a new object. So left click your mouse and we're going to use the Kodu up the top there. So click on the Kodu. Great, okay, now we can play the game and see what happens. Click on play, green arrow. Kodu's not doing very much. So nothing's happening, we need to make something happen by programming it. Let's go back to the edit mode. And we're going to use the when and the do to tell Kodu what to do. Each row has a when part and a do part. First you program what Kodu has to do. So when Kodu sees an apple, what's Kodu going to do? It's going to move towards the apple. So we click on the object tool to add other program objects. Go up to program, when, and select keyboard because we're using keyboards on our computers. When, select the arrow key. We don't have a game controller for our computers. Then you have to select move because that's what we want Kodu to do, to move. Now we can move the arrow keys to move Kodu. So click on your arrow keys when you've done that and take Kodu for a bit of a walk around your blank world. So you've now learned how to add a Kodu to your world and program Kodu to move under your control. You can use this for other ideas as well. Go back to the home page and we're going to load the next tutorial. At this stage you can save the changes if you want, I haven't. Next part, programming Kodu. So choose the next tutorial and it will teach you how to add apples and a Kodu to your world and program the Kodu to find and eat the apples. Don't forget, every time we've got to press escape to do the programming. Click on the object tool, left click anywhere on the ground to add a new object, we're adding an apple, add another apple, add another apple. Great job, now we can add a Kodu in the same way. Click on the object tool and then click on, left click on the ground, find the Kodu. There are lots of other objects you can have a look at and have a play with. Now right click on Kodu and hopefully you can get to program. I had a little bit of trouble. On the first row we're going to click on the plus sign after when and we're going to add see because we want Kodu to see the apple. When Kodu sees, we've got to find the apple in the objects group. When Kodu sees an apple, what do we want him to do? We want him to move towards the apple. Okay, that's our first row. On the second row, we're going to click on the plus on when when kodu bumps the apple, we want kodu to do eat. Great, you're done. You've programmed kodu to eat the apples. Let's have a look what happens. Press play, green arrow, one apple eaten. You've seen another one and moved forward towards it, bumped it and ate it, moves towards the next one, bumps it and eats it. Congratulations, you've now programmed kodu to find and eat apples. You can use the same idea with other characters and other objects. Have a play. Back to the home screen, we're going to load the next tutorial. The next one's actually about making terrains, but I'm going to let you watch that on your own. And we're going to have a look at how to add scoring. So this tutorial will teach you how to use scores in your game. The world we're starting with has a cycle, a tree, and several apples. The cycle's programmed to bump into an apple and eat it, but what we want to do is add a point to the score every time an apple is eaten. So this is what it looks like at the moment, and now we're going to click on the object tool in the menu, right click on the character of the cycle. So instead of kodu, we're using a cycle. Select program. All the instructions are written above, you can follow them too. Move to row 3 and add a plus. When he bumps, add an apple. We want to do a score, and the score is in the game group, so find games. Next one, click on games, find where it says score, click on score, and we want to put red, which is in the scores group, so find the scores. Okay, now we can play the game and see what happens. Again, go home. You need to press escape to go home. And you can see that now when the cycle's eating the apples, it's adding a +1 score every time. Okay, the cycle ate all the apples and we kept a count using the red score. Characters can also look at a score value and act on those. So let's program the tree to end the game when 5 apples are eaten. Click on the object tool in the menu below. There's the object tool. Right click on the tree character. The tree is a character in this story. Select program. And we want the program to say when the score is equal to 5, what do we want you to do? End. Look in the game group. There's lots of things you could have when the score equals 5, shoot something. So let's play the game and have a look at what happens. Cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, game over. Great job! In this tutorial you've learned how to use scores to count apples and then use that count to end the game. This is just the beginning of what scores can be used for. What ideas can you come up with for your game? Good luck, and I hope you enjoy exploring kodu further. You can use any of the worlds that are already existing in Load My World, or you can create a world, you can edit other people's worlds,